Good morning. Welcome to A1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Tuesday, December 8th. I had a conversation with a customer yesterday who she bought a big machine, and the machine is actually arriving today, but she and I were talking, and I was like, she's actually coming in to do like a deeper demo on the machine, even though she's already bought it. And I was tracking the machine when I was talking to her, and I was like, oh, it's due in on the 8th. And she's like, oh, in 2 days. So I'll have to come back again because she comes in from the lake.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, yeah. And like, we were talking, and she's like, God, that's such a bummer. And then finally I was like, the 8th is tomorrow. Like, what are you talking about? Like, neither of us realized the 8th was
That's so funny.
today. I can't believe we're so close to the end of the year.
Did we ever do Friday's giveaway?
I did it yesterday.
Oh, okay, because I was thinking about that last night. I was like, oh wait, did we ever do that?
Well, it's funny because Jeannie's like, we forgot it. And I'm like, we didn't forget it. We were just
We were so busy.
like busy all
We've
day
been
Friday,
so
all day
busy.
Saturday. So I was like, we'll just do it on Monday. So we did it live. Like I did the comment picker as a
Nice.
screenshot.
That gave
and all
gave
that
a lot
stuff.
of you plenty of time to comment.
Well, and it's funny because I think it was Roxanne was like,
Hello.
she's like, did you guys ever do the giveaway? Inquiring minds want to know. And the answer was no, we'd never done the giveaway. So
That's so funny.
so we did it on Monday, but like miraculously we did Monday's live stream with the microphone already started. I like remembered to do that. So like, you know, it's a process.
It's a process.
So cold one this morning, 20 degrees when I got up at home this morning, 25 when I drove in. It is a beautiful sunny morning,
It is really sunny.
but it was cold. But
Where's
it's
the
supposed to be
snow?
like 52 degrees. That's the $1 million question. There's no snow anywhere.
Where's the snow?
There is no snow anywhere. Us skiers are starting to Jones. 52 degrees in Reno. I think those in Oregon, the Pacific Northwest, are looking at some snow at the end of the week. But
That's nice.
that's kind of the only people.
Sure.
High and dry here. So that's not what we like. I don't want to be mountain biking in December.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
So, guys are on a delivery this morning, but back to work today. I can't even remember if I said it yesterday, but like, I feel like you might have 1 or 2 days to get me machines where I can commit to getting them back to you before the holiday.
So do it much sooner
Like,
than later.
I mean, literally today or tomorrow, because after that, I am not promising them until what I think is going to be the 5th. Like everybody pretty much was like, just stay closed. And maybe because we're closed for so long, we'll do some by appointment stuff. But I think that's going to be the plan. We will close on the 24th at noon and reopen on the 5th.
Cute.
My puppy loved it too, but he's only seen it once, although we had snow in the backyard for like 3 or 4 days, which turned
That's
to
so
ice, where he would like beg to go outside and then he'd just lay down and eat the ice.
That's so cute. Oliver loves the snow. He'll like bury his face in it and roll around in it. And he
Momo was super stoked on the snow, but
just, so cute.
he's only seen it that one time. And then this morning he slept until, I don't know what time Jeannie came in. I commented to her that I heard her at what time last night. And she was like, it was midnight because I yelled at Kai and told him to go to bed. Is that true? Kai's got noise canceling headphones. Either that or he's really good at pretending like he's not listening to me. And so, but she didn't come in. If that's Christina Ross, if you could answer that, that'd be great. So the So but he slept until 7:30 this morning.
That's nice.
And then he got up and he just wanted to get in bed. And he like didn't even want to get outside. And then by the time I was leaving, he was like crazy. He is hardcore teething right now.
Oh man.
Like meaning he's like chewing on stuff in a way that he has never really chewed on stuff before. So
Stephanie just got a little dog.
and
he is so cute.
so you guys went and saw the dog?
Yes, oh my god, he's a little golden. And
just take a message. She's either telling us she wants it or not.
as soon as I met him, he came over and put his entire mouth on my hand and just started gnawing on it. So cute. He's like 8 weeks old. He's so cute. His name is Goose. He's so cute. And he's so clumsy. Like he just, when he walks around, he kind of like flops around.
Right. Well, I mean, that age, they're not
so
like
cute.
super coordinated.
And it's almost like anything he goes to, he's going there because he can put his mouth on it. Like, like if there's like a toy, he only goes over there to like put his mouth on his food bowl or put his mouth on a toy or put his mouth on the window. Like it's never just to like run around and be cute. It's just to like put his mouth on something.
How they relate to the world.
Cute.
So, what do we have coming up classes wise, stuff like that? Here, I've got a calendar here. The placemats class is this morning. So that is coming. The phones have been going off today.
So we have a, is this correct? This is not correct.
No worries.
No, sorry, that is not.
I think that needed to be changed to a crescendo class.
We did it on Saturday.
Oh, you did? Okay.
So that let's see. Tomorrow is 'Tis the Season table topper, so make sure you get all your fabric cut and everything ready for that class tomorrow. You can sign up today, but I'm probably gonna take it down tonight, so you can't sign up like super last.
How many spots are left in that one?
Four or five. We're gonna be doing the big one. Like if you don't have to, if you don't have the 9.5 by 14 hoop, you don't have to. But that's what I'm gonna be focusing on in that class is sizing it to the largest size that's capable on the like Altair Luminaire, and then showing you how to do it. And the cutting instructions for that, if you want to do it on the larger size, is at the very bottom of the supply list. And then
so that's like Dream Machine, Destiny, Altair, Meridian,
Luminaire,
the Stellar, Luminaire, Solaris style machines.
Yes.
Okay,
and then
gotcha.
We have on Thursday the Luminaire Solaris new IQ class. And that's where we create we bring in a scanned image, edit it, embroider it, and then I show you how to go in and add quilting to it.
The new IQ. Now, does this require the second generation or upgraded machines, or this is just you guys have just created a new curriculum?
Yes, because the other one we followed the what was sent to us by Baby Walk for the training, and that was on the Destiny, so nothing, I mean, they're same, but very different. So we've kind of like reformatted it and made it more, a little bit more direct to what the ladies want to do, and a lot of questions that they've been asking us, so we've just changed it a little bit. And that is, if you purchased a machine with us, it's a complimentary class, so just email or call or comment, and we'll add you in on that. It's from 10 to 1. And then Jeannie has
what's the cost for the class for folks who have not?
So it's a 3-hour class, so it'd be $21.
Okay. So even if you didn't purchase your machine here, you can sign up for it either online or call us at the store.
And this will be the last one of this year. I do have one already scheduled for January, so you could go look on the calendar on the website too.
How are we? I mean, we basically are just under 2 weeks out from our break.
Crazy.
Which is, every year it's kind of nuts because it's like, and I don't know if this year's just been extra exhausting if we just call it what it is.
It has been extra exhausting.
But like every year it's like we hit the holiday season and it's essentially hanging on till the 24th. Like, and that's how I feel about it. It's kind of like quilt show season where we go to the quilt show in June. And like, I feel like we're just hanging on to whatever 3 or 4 day break we get around 4th of July. Like, we just have to make it through there. I always say I'm really good as long as there's a light at the end of the tunnel. As long as I have something to focus on, I can pretty much put my head down and get there. Jeannie always goes, how long can you do this? And I'm like, pretty much forever, as long as I have like little lights at the end of the tunnel. Like, Jeannie's new to that. Like Jeannie was a fantastic mom and stay-at-home mom, and she hasn't quite figured out this light at the end of the tunnel bit. Like, she's pretty much all go all the time, and you know, like, you can't coach your own spouse. So, but this year's different in that, like, I Sunday I got a plan to go get our Christmas tree. But I don't know if it's just been such a different year that I'm like just overall exhausted, or the puppies mixed that up or what, but I don't feel like I'm just hanging on the way I was the last couple years. Like,
are you like really hanging on?
No, I'm like, it's funny. I think Jeannie would tell you that she's hanging on, but like, it just feels like such a routine this year, and it's been so crazy with all, like, I mean, we have this big online business now, and like it's filming and editing and all that stuff. It factors into it in the same way. So, and so quilt show, for those of you who have attended the quilt show, they are doing the quilt show this year. They have plans to do the quilt show this year.
2021.
The venue has changed, so they are not doing the quilt show at the Grand Sierra. The quilt show is going to be at the Nugget.
Oh, that's interesting. That's going to be a lot of traffic.
I have a lot of questions about the quilt show because they are planning to do a socially distanced quilt show. And I don't know how that works.
You could like put a projector up and do demos, and people could just stand in the
and so
what about fabric and stuff? Like, you want to like look at it and touch it and feel it, and like all the little notions.
I have
like
no idea how it's actually going to work. And I mean, I was watching something last night with the vaccine czar, and he was saying that they're calling for, I think it was 600 million doses were due in the US by June. But it's one of those scenarios where you've got to be socially distanced until 60% of the population has been infected or fully inoculated, 2 inoculations. And I just don't know how that rollout is going to work. So I have a lot of questions around how that quilt show works. Like, how do you socially distance at a quilt show? Is it something where you have appointments where like certain segments go into the quilt show at certain time? I have a lot of questions about how that's going to work. And so so it's and so Betty, I mean, the reality is, as somebody who, it costs a lot of money to put these quilt shows on, it costs a lot of money for us to attend the quilt shows. So as a potential vendor, I have a lot of questions as to if it's socially distanced, and if we have
to, a true social distance,
like,
or is it like when you go to the grocery store?
Or is it, if it's not a true socially distanced thing, then how exposed are we going to be in that scenario? Because I've seen a lot of things where they go socially distanced, and then you go and they're just people packed in on top of each other, and that's a big question too. Like, if you've got a room, and there are normally 5,000 people that go to these things, if you've got a room and you're only allowing 15 or 20% in, or something like that, or like, how does it work?
You're gonna put stickers everywhere. And
that's actually something I'm gonna, over our break this year, I'm going to be talking to Connie, the woman that puts the quilt show on, to really see how she believes that's going to work and how she believes that whole thing is going to function. Because, I mean, we exist in a time right now where 1 out of 40 people in Washoe County that we know of has an active case of
that's crazy.
That's
crazy.
Of COVID. And I mean, we saw people on Sunday that we were in our backyard. Their puppy came over, and we had a little outdoor mixer. But these were people that really were not, like, they were like, I don't know anybody who's had COVID, and their tune has changed. Like, they know a ton of people that have had COVID now. So like, things have got to get a lot better. And I mean, these are just all considerations of what we need to do to protect our business and successfully run our business and all that stuff.
I feel like a big part of the quilt show too is going and seeing everything that's new and like touching it. Like touching it, feeling it.
I mean, a big part of it for us is we sit down with people, like right next to people. So I mean, these are just things to consider.
Like a baby gate and then
we've never been to the Nugget either.
I've never seen their venue before.
And she was explaining to us how things are going to work, because it's like, I think it's like either several floors up or several floors down.
Oh no.
So like load in and load out is a bigger deal. And so it is a we have COVID in this house, and we've been very careful. I'm sorry to hear that, Diane, and I hope you guys are okay. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, we know people that work at Renown, and it's nightmarish right now. Like, it's I fully expect to see a deeper shutdown. Like, I had a conversation with somebody yesterday that's in the ski industry, and they basically were like, well, so skiing's been deemed essential, I think because Governor Newsom's kid is on the ski team at Squaw.
Oh my gosh.
And he's an investor in one of the hotels up there. It's essential through 5%. So right now the hospitals have 15% remaining capacity, but at 5% capacity, they're going to shut down skiing. Not because they think skiing's dangerous, and it's an interesting deal, because, like, you know, it's one of those questions, like,
get hit by another skier and like break everything. Like,
yeah.
Everything.
So, and that's what they're worried about. So when the hospitals are at 5% capacity, they're going to shut skiing down. And the guy I was talking to yesterday flat out said that their expectation is that they will probably shut down by the second week of January, given the rate of infection and what's going on in California and Washoe, and that they will very much likely not reopen until March. So, I mean, that just gives you an idea of what's going on right now. And so it is... it's crazy time out there. So, out of the COVID talk, right now everything's fine in the store. We are, and you'll notice we do try to move people along. I mean, we pay attention to stuff. I mean, like if you really look at the numbers, what they're really talking about is longer than 15-minute exposure outside of your bubble without masks. So we are trying to, and every now and then it goes longer than that, but we are trying to limit that exposure in the store. So,
and we wear masks all the time. I mean, not like on the live stream, but like as soon as the
doors open, we're masked all day.
Yep, until we leave.
Unless we're eating. So, we have outside of the COVID talk. So, are we wrapping? We have an accessory class on the 11th, so that's Friday.
Oh, actually, am I lying to you? Oh, no, that is this week. And then on Saturday, we have a Journey Sewing from 10:30 to 12:30, and then a Serger 1 class from 1 to 3. So if you want to get in on that, email us or call us or comment.
So what does next week look like?
Next week we have
we're starting to wind down.
Software classes. We have a Presto sewing class on the 15th. We have the freestanding lace winter napkins class on the 15th in the afternoon. Jeannie's Sugar Chalets on the 16th, and then we have a BQ 950 Brilliant Catherine Soprano sewing class on Thursday the 17th, and then a Surger 2 class on the Triumph in the afternoon on the 17th.
And then let's look at, and then there's
really
nothing the following week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because usually we're like either super busy and then it's like dead.
Right. So we're winding down that week of the 20th for the holiday and our little break. Let's talk deal of the day, and then we'll do Technique Tuesday.
Yes.
So, and deal of the day is up already?
It is.
So, deal of the day is...
I think you're going to like it.
Prior year's Kimberbell Club.
Look how cute
and so, essentially, it is... If Jeannie was here, she'd be... But it is prior year Kimberbell Clubs. Now,
these are all pieced in the hoop, by the way. I did this one. Look how perfect it looks. It's because the embroidery machine did it.
So,
little tags.
Little tooth fairy pillows.
Cards. They have some cut work napkins. Little pencil pouches. They have some other. I really like their pouches. I actually made a bunch of these and gave them away as gifts for like makeup or coins because they come in really big size and little sizes. There's the Sweet Feet collection of some of these. Holiday,
birthday selection. So we
look how cute this is.
I'm unaware of too many dealers that do this, but we actually sell the prior year Kimberbell Clubs normally for 89 bucks.
Egg in there. I think it's something like that. Maybe 90.
So they're 59 bucks today, 30 bucks off. Is that right?
Yes.
So all prior year Kimberbell Clubs, which are normally 89, are now 59. And the way this works is you get all of it as if you were a Kimberbell Club member that year. So the instructions, the designs, multiple formats, etc. We do it as a downloadable file on
that's so cute.
On
fringe, cut work, and you learn a ton of stuff. So if you're like relatively new to embroidery too, not only is this a super good price, but you're getting a bunch of different designs that teach you a bunch of different techniques.
It's got vinyl.
And pretty much all of these are done in the hoop. Like, there's very few of them where you actually, like, I think this is, like, one of the only exceptions where they tell you how to cut it and then top stitch it. But, like, look how cute this is. It's all, fringe. So they, I'm like Jeannie now. I don't know where I am. Look how cute it is. The little lion's mane is, like, disconnected. So you learn a bunch of new techniques with it, which is really nice.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
So, those are digital downloads. We'll send them to you via Google Drive. For any of you who've set up a Google account to do our YouTube videos, you know, it's the same account that you'd use to download the drive. But that way there's no shipping. There's nothing like that. It's kind of real time, although a lot of these orders get handled at night. So when you buy them today, this afternoon, we'll fulfill what we can through the day, but it may be this evening when we actually send you that file. And for those of you with multiple machines, you get all the various design formats. So you get literally, you know, FOF, Viking, Bernina. Yep. It is essentially the whole Kimberbell Club. So fantastic deal. We thought you guys would be really excited about that.
And if you need some like last minute gifts, some of these projects take less than like an hour to do. Some of them take, you know, if you're like just now doing it, it might take 2. But for the most part, like how cute would this be? Like right outside of a little stocking for someone who just had a baby. Like that's so cute. And with this one, you learn reverse trapunto. Like why wouldn't you want that? Patrick, why wouldn't you want that?
I don't even know what reverse trapunto is, but it sounds awesome. So, so that is the deal of the day today. It'll be up there through tomorrow. And for those of you on the placemat class, you may want to start logging into your Zoom.
You got 5 minutes.
And we've got Technique Tuesday today. So,
So this was actually Michelle's idea because she's so smart and she has such a big, juicy brain.
And obviously
that's such a like a teen thing. Big brain.
Big brain. So, we are going to show you how to add designs to stitch them out in one hooping, and how to color sort. So this is really important when it comes to doing like freestanding lace projects, but also if you're doing multiple projects in a hooping, you could do this and then it'll do all of the applique at one time and all of the decorative stitching at one time. So it is kind of important, especially if you're mass producing for Christmas. So we'll come over to the machine. We're gonna go into embroidery. The flash drive is plugged in, and silver bells. And let's do. Let's do. Can you get a good angle? So there are.
I just wanted to get rid of the light as a glare.
So there are tons of designs in the silver bell,
At the bottom,
and
the ones at the bottom, you'll see they're like a one piece and a top, and there's 6 sides to them. Each one has to be multiplied 6 times.
let's set this one. It's a little bell. It's the literal bell. So we can add this design again, or we can duplicate it. I'm going to show you both. Where's silver bells? Boop.
Yes, and then you can group and duplicate too.
I'm going to boop. There it is. I'm going to press set. I'm going to go up to edit, and I'm going to click on size just so I can move them over, and they're still going to be lined up so we can use the least amount of stabilizer. And then I'm actually going to group these together and duplicate it. So now I just duplicated a set, and since we need 6, I'm going to do this a few more times. One more. Oops. There we go. So if we go to embroidery, if you look at how this is going to stitch out, it's going to do 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, and that means it would stop after 12 minutes. I would have to press start again or rethread it, but I don't want to do that. So we can go to layout, and we can actually do this one here, which is going to group all those colors together and stitch them out at the same time. So if this had multiple colors,
so are these
like
two
silver,
colors, or are these one color?
they're all one color. So we could use this one as well. So if it was like red and green, I'd recommend doing this one so it does all the red at once and then all the green at once. But keep in mind, it won't do it automatically if it's going to mess up the integrity of the design. So if it does all of the red and then the green is supposed to go underneath the red, it's not going to do that.
It's not going to do that. Gotcha.
But since these are all the same, we could actually touch this spool here, and then it's going to stitch them all out at once at the same time. And I think we'd be able to fit this in like a 6x10 hoop, which is great.
Gotcha. Well, so it's 7.10 by 3.85.
So
right?
if I put all of these in the very center, and then let's see, where is that my 6x10? There we go.
So nice. So what does that do to the time of the stitch out? So
it says it's going to take about 75 minutes, which is going to be more true than if it were to stop and have you come back and press start to it.
And so the color bar is just showing that one color the whole time.
So it's going to continuously stitch it out. It's going to move from one to the other, and however you loaded them in is actually how it's going to stitch out. So if I wanted,
so it'll do the first
top,
2,
yes,
and then the lower 2, and then the third 2.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
But a lot of people don't know how to add, which like surprised me. And a lot of people forget that they have that color sorting feature, which makes a huge difference when it comes to stitching out your projects. And it's just this 3 little spool icon. It's on the Stellar, Luminaire, Meridian, Altair, Destiny, Dream Machine. What am I forgetting? Stellar, Luminaire, Altair, Meridian, Destiny, Dream Machine, Solaris?
Yeah.
All the machines that have a 9.5 by 14 hoop or larger.
How did we forget that one?
That's why they forget.
Yeah. But I think that's an amazing editing feature, and that just shows how enhanced the software is on these machines, because you can just color sort it all together.
So, what are other applications for color sorting?
So, let's say you wanted to do, where's the tiny one of these? These are little mug hugs. Let's say you wanted to do these all in the hoop, and you wanted to fill your entire hoop with your 9.5 by 14 with all of these. you could load them up, so starting at the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then when you color sort them, it'll start at the top and it's going to do all of the placement stitching, and then you put the fabric down, it's going to do all of the applique stitching, and it's going to do it in the order that you placed it in.
And that way you're not having to change thread for like each different design.
Yes, and that way you don't have to like keep repeating yourself and rethreading the machine with the same threads you just used, but you had to change it because now you're doing a different part on another part of the design. So saves time.
How
saves
long?
A lot of time.
How long would it take for you guys to put together a class where you did that as a class?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
well, but like, how long would that class take? Like,
I guess it depends on the.
It takes to sew it out.
Yeah, the
actually
actual project.
There as an applique would be much easier than what we did in class yesterday because it was freestanding lace. But yeah, we could put an applique class easy.
So I mean, if folks think that has value, because like it's funny because I know just from experience of
we do sell
what happens in my house with Jeannie and her stitch outs. She color groups everything, and she does. She actually, I think, talked about it. I can't remember if it was in a live stream yesterday or Friday, but she was talking about how she color groups and does that all as one thing because
so then it saves so much time.
Because it saves her so much time. So that's something like if you guys want to see that as a class, I mean, it's not going to happen until it's crazy to be saying this, but it wouldn't happen until the new year. But would it work for Merry and Bright in the large snap hoop?
If you're doing multiple pieces of Merry and Bright, I think it would.
Yeah, probably. But you know, it's funny because
color sorting is awesome.
I don't know if Jeannie really did like she does. If you've got the Merry and Bright class, and once again, I don't know if I got to talk to Christine today to have her put that up as a class on the site. But if you guys watched Jeannie's Merry and Bright class, she does the way she hoops, like she does it in a strip, but I think she only does one at a time.
Maybe that's to reduce like the potential of puckering.
Well, and I think part of the reason for that is like when you color sort, you can damage the integrity of the design because it won't let you if it has to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it won't. So like in some designs, I'll be like, oh, red, 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 green, red, red, purple, red, red, and that's because the green and the purple they have to be on top. They have to go in those
so the machines actually keep you from messing that up.
Yes, thank God.
Yeah, she did do it on the multi needle, but it would work the same way on the single needle, and I can't remember if she color sorted for that one. Yeah. She in her efforts on the freestanding lace projects that she's been filming lately has been color sorting a ton.
Too many phones.
And so we might look at creating a class for that sometime in the near future here. So given the way the phones have been ringing this morning, given the number of people who called and showed up yesterday. Jeannie was in the store for a couple hours and she was like, I'm gonna go for 2 or 3 hours. I think she was here for like 5 hours because every time she called me a ton of times because I think it was busy. Coming. Like it was people were here all day. Man. So that said, we need to get to work. In Jeannie's spirit, be creative, make something awesome. We love you guys, and we will see you tomorrow. And have a fantastic day.
Have a great day.